Now, during his travels, being an intelligent Welshman, he started doing a little bit of trade. So he became a merchant. He was importing, exporting wine from La Rochelle in France somewhere. All sorts of dealings going on. So when he came back to Conwy, he made quite a lot of money. He rented lands from the crown and then leased them out to local farmers, smallholders. So he made his money that way as well. Now, what better way to spend your money than to build a house? And this is what he built. Such an elaborate house, because it was a statement. It was a real statement of how the Welsh had actually come to the top of the social ladder, or he had in this case. A couple of years ago, one farmer, his brother died, and although he was a bit tight with his money, he thought he'd better put it in the paper. So he went down to the newspaper office. How much is this for a death notice? £1 sir. Right, put this. John Jones is dead. Full stop. That's it. Right, thank you, sir. That'll be £8. £8? You said it was £1 a word? Yes, but it's a minimum £8. Do. I know, put this. John Jones is dead. Full stop. We also sell eggs. Anyway, we tend to get sidetracked with these tales, you know. Back to Conwy. There was always fighting going on. Llywelyn, at the age of 22, he actually became the Prince of the whole of Wales. So that was a real hero's action to do. By 1283, it was another Llywelyn. Llywelyn, the last. Llywelyn yn Lliw Olaf. As the name indicates, Llywelyn was killed in Kilmary, not far from North Wales, during a skirmish with the English. Now, that left the door wide open for King Edward I to conquer Wales, and that's what he did. That's why we've got the castle, that's why we have the walls of Conwy. It was part of the ring around Snowdonia. Conwy, Maris, Caernarfon, so on. It's all a protected ring, so that the Welsh wouldn't rebel. He made the rule that no Welsh person could live within the walls of Conwy. Again, because he couldn't trust us that we wouldn't rebel. So Edward I was a very wise man. That rule actually persisted for at least 200 years. So you see, by the time my master built this house, it wasn't that long since the rules had been changed. So it was an enormous statement for my master to build this house, as previously, not that long before then, he wouldn't have been allowed to have land here. So that's why it's such a statement. The fireplace itself, you see these ladies, they're called caryatids. Something to do with Greece. Don't ask me what. What I will tell you is they were modelled on the wife of the plasterer. Keep your eyes open. The caretaker a few years back came to open up. On the floor, there were wet footprints. There had been nobody in the house for 2 days. Nobody had been in before her that morning. She had such a shock, she immediately ran down to the high street and asked for somebody to come up into the house with her. They also witnessed these footprints. The footprints went from the bottom of the stairs. Finished right in front of the wall, which means that the owner of those footprints walked straight through the wall. Follow me. This is the pride and joy of Plas Mawr, the kitchen. As you can see, we have all modern conveniences, fresh fruits and vegetables. If you look here, we have the fireplace. This is wonderful. The fireplace itself is adjustable. You can twist the handle and it gets bigger and smaller. You can see this is for keeping the bread. It's kept in there so that the mice and the rats can't get at it. Now, the cupboard over there. That is where we keep our baking to make sure it doesn't get damp. That is also where the cats sleep. The only problem is we don't have any cats in Plas Mawr anymore. And they definitely don't catch the mice. So As we now go into one of the darkest corridors, just keep your wits about you. Follow me. Right, we're now in the old entrance to Plas Mawr, before the gatehouse was built. As you can see, the doors are high. The reason being is that horse riders could come into Plas Mawr without dismounting. They would just ride in, bend their heads through into where the stables were, through there. Now this is the pantry, as you can see. This is where we store our food. All fresh produce caught up in the lands in Belvedere. On the floor you'll see the thresh. We also use brushes. It's like our focus carpet, it is for us. When it gets dirty, we don't hoover like you do. We clear it up and throw it out and put some fresh stuff down. Thresh, you see, that's where the word threshold comes from. But it always reminds me of a friend of mine who used to work in Plas Mawr. One day, she was leaning on the wall, talking to her husband, for a change. They were coming up towards a wedding anniversary, so she said, "Shall we have a party? We could even kill the pig." Do, woman, you can't go blaming the pig for what happened 40 years ago.